Okay. This is A Gentle Spirit, written in 1876, written by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. The presentation is by me, Nico Mostajir, and yeah, let's get into it. So, a brief overview of the story. We see this really lonely guy who has he's like, those people will not shut up. Okay, he's very narcissistic. But and then there's this girl who 16 by the way, 16. He's 41 by the way, and she keeps coming into his pawnbroker shop, to pawn in some cheap things and all, really things of no use. And he's like, oh, this girl's so innocent. This girl is so bad. What's her snap? I'm kidding. But he's like, this girl's so innocent. Oh my gosh, I'm so head over heels for her. OMG, so innocent, so quiet, so cute, so petite, so innocent. Did I mention innocent? He learns that she's basically Cinderella, and then he was like, okay, instead of her marrying this fat 51-year-old man, she can marry me, this probably worse 41-year-old man. And so he's like, hey, marry me. He was expecting an immediate yes, but she's like, yeah, I'll have to think about that. And then he's like, oh, it kind of bruised his ego. And then, so, during their marriage, the girl, gets some gossip. Not really gossip, it was kind of true. But she learns that this guy's, been running away from fights. He's a big, fat, I can't say that. That is not, okay. He's a big, fat, scaredy cat, who ran away from fights. And then, he's, saying, no, I did that because I was a proud man. I didn't have time for that. I'm such a proud man. Oh my god, me and my women are so unoriginal. I'm so proud. Yeah. And then, they get into, more arguments and all. And then, she becomes ill. And then, he's like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then, when she recovers, this man, he's saying, oh my gosh, I'll kiss your feet every day. Don't leave me, please. I love you so much. You are my god. I'll worship you. And then, she's saying, oh my god, ew. What the hell? Get away from me. Oh, I could not say that. Oh, what the heck? Ew, get away from me. How could you? And then she kills herself. Yeah. Okay, so characters, we have the narrator. They're all unnamed besides the servant. The narrator is a 41-year-old pawnbroker with a god complex and inferiority complex at the same time. Wonder how you can manage that? I don't know. Ask a middle-aged white man. The gentle spirit, aka the 16-year-old girl. She has pale skin. There's probably more physical descriptions about her, but this is all from my memory because I do not want to look back into that book, but I will control F on the PDF, but I really don't have the time for that. I do have the time for that, actually, I just don't care to. She seems timid at first, but she's actually quite knowledgeable and feisty, she's pretty witty. Forgive me, Russians. Lucaria? I don't know. A feminine... I said feminine because that was my physical description of her. But yeah, she's the family servant to the girls' Cinderella family. Or she's the Cinderella family. Yeah, Cinderella family. Who would relay information about the girl to the narrator. Basically the middleman. This should be a reaction when you saw his age and her age. But I kind of spoiled that in the beginning, so it's okay. So the setting is, the story takes place in a pawnbroker shop in Russia. The shop is connected to the narrator's home as well, which is fairly adequate. That was my description. It's pretty much normal. It's just normal. I'm pretty sure they mentioned a specific city, but once again, I really do not care to go back and look at that book. We shall take Russia and pawnbroker shop. And yeah, there's sometimes you see the setting changes to the girls' Cinderella household, which is also pretty fine. Nothing going on with it. Okay. My favorite quote and why. And I quote, women have no originality. Dostoyevsky, page 22. This quote was my favorite by far because, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was just so goofy and I've just been remembering it. It's just so silly to think about every day. It's so funny. And so this quote is my favorite by far because of how hypocritical the narrator comes off, as he was earlier going into great detail on how unique the girl was. She was like, she's so innocent. I don't think she's like the other girls. Oh my gosh, how unique. Later on the story, when, like, you know, we get more insight on the narrator's past, we also learn that, this man was literally on the streets begging, no self-respect, absolutely, you know, trash, garbage, caca-doo-doo, and all. And so, like, in order to build up some self-respect, or, like, you know, actually become, like, seen as a respectable human being, he started mirroring the actions of, like, other noble men around him and all, so, like, that's pretty funny. Book review. I give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Dostoyevsky was able to go into great detail on the plot. He expresses the narrator's emotions almost a little too well, as the reader can nearly feel disgust while being in the thoughts of the narrator, who deems his own actions as just when everything caused by his action has gone to crap. Dostoevsky expresses a wave of emotions from the narrator's perspective, in which he's able to perfectly capture the girl's feelings and emotions as well. Basically, just from the narrator's point of view, you're also able to, like, get a huge load of the vibes from the girl. Like, the narrator isn't getting the vibes, but you can clearly very much so interpret the vibes very well. But he tends to not get to the point of the story, which makes his writing a bit confusing to read, which is kind of annoying, so yeah. But if you are a middle-aged man trying to figure out why your wife doesn't love you, I recommend this book. Yeah. Yeah. Here's a video reenactment.
How much would that be worth? 45. I'll sneak in a little coin for you. Why did you want to meet me? So, when I take your hand in marriage? I'll have to think about it. 3 business days later, I've thought about it, and I accept your marriage request. I just heard you know what I just heard? I heard that you had such a shameful past. You ran away from all of those fights. How could I be married to such a shameful man? Well, I was always off doing better things, so I didn't have time for those fights. So you would run away instead? Yes, because I had to save time and be productive with other things. This is why your mother doesn't love you. Oh my gosh, I can't even. And then arguing with me. So I can't do this. Please, we can move to the beach side. No, stay away. Oh my god, leave me. No, I can't do this anymore. I think I'm actually gonna.
Thank you. That is all.